And tell us your name and the city that you were born in.
My name is Albino R. Pineda. I was born in Phoenix, Arizona.
And you were in the military from what year to what year?
From January 3rd to 1943 to November 17, 1945,
And what branch were you in?
U.S. Army
And what country did you serve in while in the Army in World War II?
in Germany.
Can you describe your most memorable moment while you were in the military?
I was a cannoneer on a 155 millimeter cannon, and our cannons were being pulled by a tractor that traveled 35 miles an hour. And that particular day, we traveled over 180 miles. Our goal was to reach Berlin before the Russians got there, but we stopped at a. We were in front of the infantry, so we stopped at a town that we were told that there were some Germans in that particular town. So we stopped, and the moment we stopped in a field, in a farm field, the Germans started firing at us with their 88 cannons, and shells began to explode overhead. And my first reaction was to run and hide myself against a haystack on the farm. And at that moment, our sergeant called back for us to come back and set our guns. So it took us 10 minutes to set our guns, and we start firing back, and we silenced the enemy. Uh, in fact, our commander had dug a hole where he was leading our battery, and a shell landed right by his hole and didn't explode. That was a lucky day for him. Then, after we silenced the Germans, we started to walk toward where we thought they were. And on the way over, we killed one German. Then I started walking across a plow field to a farmhouse where we thought most of the Germans were. And another soldier and I went around the house, and sure enough, there were about 15 Germans hiding in there. They surrendered immediately. And so we started walking them back to where our guns were. And one of the sergeants in charge stopped on the way and said, hold it. So he began to strip the Germans of their watches and rings, whatever, anything was valuable, which I found very unbecoming. I didn't like the idea. But he stripped them of all their valuables before he took them to the village. And from there, uh, we continued our march toward Berlin. But when we got to the Elbe River, we found out that the Russians had beat us to Germany. So
So, what was the purpose of stripping the soldiers, excuse me, of their valuables?
just to get souvenirs, I guess. I thought it was very unbecoming. I didn't believe in that.
What kind of weapons did you recover from these German soldiers?
Rifles, grenades, and of course their cannons were destroyed. So, but mostly rifles and grenades.
And what would you say to our young people today about lessons you have learned and what they can learn from our history as the United States serving in World War II?
First, let me say that I think that with all the technology and knowledge that we have learned through all these wars, as far as I'm concerned, wars should be a thing of the past. I think that wars should be fought on the negotiating table rather than in the battlefield. Uh, I think that our country should go back to what John Kennedy established, and that is training young people, men and women, to go overseas and serve our country for a certain period of time, not carrying a rifle or using a uniform, but to go and help those countries that need help, uh, countries that suffer from famine, disease, and I think our country could help that way instead of sending soldiers. So I would like to say to young people that to prepare themselves to be leaders of some sort in this country, uh, with the idea that war should be a thing of the past, really.
All right. We thank you for your time today.
Thank you.